Arizona, Florida, we've got Florida minus 200, 205. Big favorite here. Florida, massive favorite against Arizona. The total 5.5, pretty much across the board here. Florida's another team. Boy, you talk about must win, but they're getting to the point now with less than 10 games left in the season. 3 back of New Jersey. That was a huge 2 points for New Jersey in a tough scheduling spot last night against Pittsburgh, winning in overtime. That puts Florida 3 points back of New Jersey for that second wild card spot in the East. So every game is like a matter of life and death right now for Florida. They need every win they can get. They're coming off a shutout loss to the just scorching hot Columbus Blue Jackets right now, who are just playing absolutely incredible at this point in time. Florida was at the end of their wrath the other night against that Columbus team, but obviously I would give Florida a pretty decent chance to bounce back. However, I'm not going to lay this price. I'm not even going to take puck line here because you're probably going to see Antti Ranta in net for Arizona. Darcy Kemper's been horrible for the most part. I mean, he had 2 good starts with Arizona where he gave up 1 goal. And guess who Darcy Kemper faced in those 2 starts? Yeah, Vancouver. Offensively challenged Vancouver, injury-riddled Vancouver. That's it. Kemper, every other start for him with Arizona has been very shaky. But you're probably going to see Ronta back in here tonight because that was a back-to-back when Kemper was in against Carolina and he wasn't good. Ronta's been very good. Very, very good as of late. So I'd be very, very worried about laying a big, steep number like this with Florida. I mean, Ronta's been really that good. He has kept Arizona in most games. He's very rarely given up more than 2 or 3 goals a game in recent starts. So I think it's going to be a little bit of a if you're in a 1-1 game with 4 minutes to go in the third period tonight, Arizona and Florida, and you got this Florida ticket in your pocket and you're worried, I'm not going to tell you I'm shocked. I think Arizona's battling. They're night after night. They're in a lot of these games. Again, must win does not equal will win. Don't always flock to the must win team, especially when they're laying this kind of lumber. That's just a little piece of advice there if you're going to attack this hockey game tonight. Dana Lane, this is his first game on the card tonight. Coyotes and Panthers. Dana, what do you like here?
Yeah, that must win label is so ridiculous because if a team is in this position, that must win has happened months ago. So obviously they're in this position because they can't produce when they must win. So and when I'll hear people in the books all the time saying, "Well, this team's got to win tonight." What's gotta win mean? I mean, either you're better or you're not. I mean, there are some times where you're more motivated, but I tend to put that more with the better teams than I do the bad teams. And believe me, I'd love to see Florida get in the postseason because over the last month, I mean, they are absolutely as fun to watch as anybody in the league. But really, they're in this position because they're not consistent. So we're not going to look at the side tonight, but we are going to look at the total. And the Panthers are returning home after being on the road for 3 games, and it's a 1-gamer at home against Arizona, where maybe their focus isn't where it needs to be, considering they do have to go out and play a 4-game road trip right after that. And it's interesting this year. It's kind of come on my radar a little bit about how do I attack 1-gamers at home, and I've kind of got to the point where I kind of look at them as road games because that's essentially you're going through the road game motions. And I don't think teams perform at their peak level when obviously when they're on the road versus at home. We have seen recently Florida lost to Columbus 4-0. If we take out the 7-goal game against Ottawa, they've scored like I said 0 against Columbus. They've scored 2 against Montreal, 2 against Edmonton, and that was coming off some really good offensive performances. So there's some indication that the Panthers have kind of hit their peak and kind of hit the wall. Although they had plenty of chances the other night against Columbus, I thought from a defensive perspective that they played okay. There was momentary lapses. The first goal was a turnover. The Milano goal was a defensive turnover. The third goal was a power play redirect, and of course the last one was an empty netter. So yeah, we could look at this and say, well, they scored 4 goals. Well, really 3 of them, and 2 of them really were caused by bad defensive play. There's really nothing you can do on a redirect on a power play. But and from an Arizona standpoint, prior to the Carolina game, where they allowed 6 goals, this team has just allowed 11 goals. If you take this out, they've allowed 11 goals in their last 6 games. And like you said, Rance has been absolutely fantastic. So I have no problem going with the under tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is not a bad play, that total under 5.5. Ronta's been great. Again, Luongo's been very good for the most part since he's been back. So if you get 2 good goaltending performances, you got a good chance to go under this number here, 5.5. Arizona, Florida tonight in this game.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.